Hi, welcome to another Love Chat. This is Matthew. Today we just have these love tips, and the love tips are just 5 minutes, maybe 7, 8 minutes long, and there are ways that we can apply love to our lives, because maybe sometimes we really don't know how to apply love. We don't know how could I be loving in this situation? How should I react in this situation? How should I behave? What should I do? How can I handle it? And so today we're talking about demonization. Demonization. Now this comes up, maybe you yourself have been demonized before. Maybe you're demonizing someone else, or someone is being demonized in front of you in your presence. People are talking about some person. We can think of, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, is it Weinstein? Harvey Weinstein, right? This guy was caught recently, exposed recently as a rapist, as a guy who coerces women and says, hey, look, you want a job, you want to be an actress, you want your career, blah, 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 whatever. Even a journalist, where he didn't really have any power over her at all, but he tried to get her to get involved in a sexual act with him. And, I was just watching some interviews of these women, and these women are talking about how he used his power as a big shot in Hollywood, as a very rich guy, to force people to get involved with him, to perform sexual acts together, allow him to do what he wanted physically with their bodies, things like that. And so this is a very abusive kind of a thing. This is an abuse of power. It's rudeness to a person. And it's really, it's a really upsetting thing to see these women talk about this guy. He did this, he did that, all consistent. He had the same MO. His way of behaving was kind of the same way every time. He'd get him in a room, he'd get him in a private place, and he'd say, look, you're going to watch me do this, or you're going to let me do this, or else you're not going to get, you're not going to get the job. So it was really, some people expected that. Some women said, well, maybe, I thought that's how things worked, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it, but I felt like, well, if I want to get somewhere in Hollywood, if I want to become an actress, maybe I've got to do this. Some men are interviewed, and they say, hey, it's an open secret. Everybody knew that he was doing that. He was that kind of a guy. So not only was there a situation where this guy was not being held accountable for his behavior by the women, for whatever reason, they were scared, they didn't want to lose their career. It was more important to them. Something was more important than exposing this guy and dealing with the consequences, where maybe nobody was going to listen to them. Maybe they're going to lose their career. Maybe they're going to lose more credibility. And what about the men that didn't speak up? What about the people that didn't stand up? What about all the entire Hollywood community that didn't stand up to him? And now what have we got happening? We've got everybody pointing the finger at this guy and saying, this guy's pure evil, right? Is anybody pure evil? Is anybody really bad to the core? And then there are people that are not, people that are good. Absolutely, what the guy did was it was really bad. What he did was a really bad thing. But it's a perfect example of how it takes a village, If you think it takes a village to raise a child, what do you think it takes to build a sexual predator? A very strong village, a stronger village. A village that will keep their mouth shut, a village that won't implicate, a village that is a slave to money, a slave to the fame, a slave to that whole system that Hollywood is, or Hollywood can be, or some parts of Hollywood are. So it wasn't only this one guy, because people say, oh, Hitler was the bad guy, or Mussolini was the bad guy. What about all the people that served him, all the people that didn't stand up and say, look, I'm not going to do this. I don't go for this. So we need to look at ourselves, our own personal integrity. Instead of pointing our finger and saying, okay, this guy was completely evil, hang him high, torture him, whatever, get revenge. They get filled with the hate, but this is extremely irresponsible. because the problem isn't just this one guy, it's an entire system. It's how so many of us have become weakened and slaves and, let money control our lives. We let, fear and intimidation. There's no integrity in that. Yeah, you take risks, and that's what it's about. You take risks. Sometimes we have to do that. We have to stand up. We have to say, hey, I heard about this. I'm not going to let that happen. Not on my watch. So it wasn't only Harvey that was doing wrong. It was everyone who was not standing up to him, everyone that was not holding him accountable, everyone that was supporting him by working for him, keeping his secrets, closing their eyes, not standing up when they heard about one more woman being sexually abused by this guy. He got away with it. So we've got to look at humanity. We've got to look at all of us as responsible for each other. We can't just say, you could imprison this guy, and then there are 1,000 in line. There are all kinds of producers and directors and people with money that are manipulating and that are using their power in the wrong way. There are people of both genders or of all genders, that can take advantage of their position of power. So this is just one rare example. This is just one small example of what happens when nobody around them does anything about it, and everybody involved in that situation lacking integrity and letting it go on for so many years. I think I heard of, at least 25 years, and who knows how many women. I mean, come on, and you're blaming him, and like he's the only one, like it was all only him being responsible and nobody else that knew about it, nobody else that did absolutely nothing about it. We're responsible to each other, and that's what love is about. Standing up, holding each other accountable. And yeah, people lose their jobs. You have to understand that money is just paper, and you've got to have faith in love, that when you stand up for what is right, it's going to be okay. Okay, that's it for today. This is Matthew with another Love Tip. Today is August 19th, 2019. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope your life is filled with love. I love you. Take care of yourself. Love each other. Until next time, I'll say bye-bye for now.